Welcome to the next episode of the Lazy Guy's Guide to Cooking. Alright, now if you watched the episode previous where we did the barbecue chicken, you'll remember that I like to buy a family pack of chicken, put some aside, pre-cook some, put some in the fridge, and make multiple meals out of it. It's one piece of my system. So today we're taking out the rest of the chicken. I actually have enough chicken to do 2 meals based on a similar process. So again, part of the Lazy Guy's guide is that we're going to cook it all up once and then get multiple meals out of it. Okay. Now, today it's football Sunday, so we're going to do some football themed food, some typical tailgating type food. So the next 2 meals will be in that vein. So today we're going to start with, we're going to do sort of like a loaded nachos. It's going to be chicken and mozzarella and nachos, some red hot sauce and so forth and so on. So the first step is we parboil the chicken. We cook it maybe about half to 3/4 of the way, because then we're going to throw it in the pan and cook it a little bit more. So you don't want to have it overcooked or be rubbery. You want it nice and moist and soft. So what we're going to do is we're going to parboil it now. I've got a pot here boiling. We're just going to throw in a couple of chicken breasts and boil it up. So we parboiled the chicken, and then all we have to do is dump out the water and let it sit for a little while so it wouldn't be so hot. And then all we do is just shred the chicken. Just shred it up. Nothing fancy. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just kind of shred it up. Okay, so now we've shredded up all the chicken. I took 2 of the breasts, put them in a bowl and covered it. We'll put that in the refrigerator for tomorrow's meal. The rest we've put in a pan here. While we were doing that, I opened a can of black beans for some fiber. They are kind of high in sodium, so I dumped all the water out, put the beans in the pan, and then put just about 1 inch of water back in to let it cook. And then what we'll do is we'll put some ground cumin. And this is one of the areas where you can freestyle, depending on what you like. We'll put a little cumin in here, give it a little kick. If you wanted to, you could put some garlic powder, you could put oregano, you could put all kinds of things in, to your taste. For myself, I just throw a little cumin and we'll call it a day. And we let that, put it on low, let that warm up while we're preparing the chicken and the rest of the items. Now, one of the really great things about this dinner too is that it really is a freestyling sort of thing. If you're truly lazy, sometimes if I'm working off leftovers, I have some shredded chicken, I have some mozzarella cheese in the refrigerator, and I have a bag of Tostitos. Worst case, you can just take the chicken, prepare it like we'll show you in a minute, and throw it together with the cheese and the Tostitos and call it a day. Since we have a little extra time, I'm not in a rush today. We are putting in some black beans for fiber. We can do some tomatoes on top. We can even do some salsa if you want after. So really you get to customize the nachos and make them the way you like. Okay, now to prepare the chicken, it's easy. All we do is I take a packet of a taco mix. You can use any brand. This happens to be McCormick, but you can do your typical Old El Paso or Ortega or whatever. Just take a packet of taco mix. We throw it in the pan with the chicken. And just follow the directions on the packet. In this case, it says throw a packet with 3/4 cups of water. So I'll put in 3/4 cups of water. And just warm it up and let it cook a little bit. Now for the fun part. We're ready. The chicken is prepared. We only need to really warm it up. Remember, we've parboiled it already, so we really just need to warm it up and just kind of burn off the water. So the chicken's ready, everything's ready to go. So what we usually do is put 2 layers of cheese. We first start off with some cheese right over. I spread some tortilla chips on a plate. I actually find the little round bite-sized ones work better personally, but this is what they had at the store, so that's what we end up with. Now for myself, I have issues with aged cheeses. They don't agree with me, so I just stick with mozzarella. But my lovely assistant here, who's holding the camera and working the camera, likes the cheddar jack and other a little more sharp cheeses and aged cheeses. So this is a nice thing about this, is you can freestyle it. You can do whatever each person individually prefers. Okay, so put a little Mexican jack mix here. I put mozzarella on mine. Now we can put in some of the black beans. You should use a little straining spoon here so we don't get totally wet. Kind of sprinkle that over. But again, you can leave this out. Often I will whip this up and just kind of skip this step. True lazy guy, do it quick and dirty. But if you like black olives, just whatever you like on your nachos, you can go to town. I kind of feel like Bob Ross here now, like happy trees everywhere. Alright, then we throw the chicken, spread some chicken out over it. I'll just focus on doing the ones for now. You don't need to stand here and watch me do all this over and over and over again. Then we'll put cheese back on top. Now I put the Mexican and more sharp cheddars on the bottom. Now we'll put mozzarella on the top to melt it all down. Okay. Then the finishing touch, give it some kick, the pièce de résistance. So use some Frank's Red Hot, just right out of the bottle. We don't need to prepare it or do anything with it. Just throw that on there. That'll help to make the nachos soggier as well. And trust me, when I'm all done and you actually try this, you'll understand why I'm saying that. Okay, so put some Frank's Red Hot all over that. You can again do that to taste depending on how hot or not you like it. And then what we do, stick it in a microwave for 1 minute, where 1 minute in the microwave, the cheeses will all melt, the Frank's Red Hot, everything will warm up, and the Frank's Red Hot will soak into the nachos, and it'll just be absolutely perfect. And then, look at that. Cheese is all melted down to perfection. Good to go. I'll slap mine in for a minute. We are off and running. Now, go grab a beer or a soda or your drink of choice. Grab this puppy, sit down in front, and enjoy the game. For a full list of ingredients and directions, you can visit our website at lazyguycooking.com.